everybody, back in the garage working on the H series. Get a couple things buttoned up, got the shifter cables all on and clipped up with the new hardware I ordered. Still working on getting this RBC. Right now it's just mocked up, not bolted up. Everything still pretty much mocked up. Headers, we got the alternator relocator bracket in and installed. Looks great. Still gotta find the bottom bolt for the bottom side of the alternator. Pretty sure I got a spare one somewhere, but as you can see, it's pretty tight on clearance right here. So we do have to put the timing cover on and put the crank and pulley back on. My man Ratty came through, hooked it up, lashed the valves, and we're all good to go. Gotta throw some plugs in there and get them going. So also started running this VTEC sub harness. Got it going through the chassis right there. Obviously it only needs to go to here and here. Small ground that I'll probably run off of a Dizzy bolt or something like that, and we'll get that squared away. Went to my local speed shop, I guess you could say. Had to get a couple -6 fittings for this fuel rail. So we took care of that. Show you guys what we got here. Grabbed a 5-foot -6 line, whole bunch of Russell's fittings, -6. Everything's -6. We got some straights to connect the lines to the -6 fittings. We ended up getting a fuel pressure regulator while we were there too, and it is not an import. It's a domestic Holley. It was actually cheaper than the Aeromotive by like 10 bucks, so sent it. Got some Redline MT90 for the transmission oil, and we got some Penn grade SAE 30 braking oil. And yeah, that's it. So been working a lot, so it's been cut into the vlog time and to the Civic time. So yeah, I have to start working late, putting in some late nights, get some stuff done. But she's close. I do want to take some sandpaper or get a sanding wheel. The one I had for my Dremel broke, but I want to smoothen most of this stuff out. I mean, it's really not bad at all, but just want to get it really fine. Still got to blow that out with an air chuck before we bolt it up for good. And yeah, so we're gonna plug away at a few things, and we'll be back when we get some stuff done. All right, so it's been about a half an hour. I went ahead and got the oil pan put on for good. Got it all JB welded. This is what I use. This thing works best for oil resistance. Used JB Weld Ultimate Black RTV. So we used that, got that on. Went ahead and threw the timing cover on and got the pulley and all that back on. Repairing the valve cover right now. Like I said, I had a little indentation. I don't know if you guys noticed from the last video or the video before, I showed how it was cracked here, and went ahead and pushed it. Oh, I'm gonna drop it and break it. Went ahead and pushed that in, heated it up, and kind of knocked it smooth again because it was kind of like peeling. Made sure no flakes would fall off, and then obviously gunked it up a little bit in there. Not really too worried about it. It should be fine in there once it's hardened. I doubt the oil will melt it or even affect it at all. So in the process of getting this sub harness done, like I said, I'm in the car right now chasing some wires. I found where I have to splice in the pressure switch and the solenoid. Solenoid is gonna go into this one, and the pressure switch goes into this third slot right there where there's no wire. So those are free and available, but I just have to figure out what these 3 wires go to. I did find out that there's a couple wires, those 3 that go up to the steering column. So I have to take that cover off and see if maybe they don't have a clutch safety switch in here and they're bypassing it or something through the harness. I don't know. I have to figure out what's going on here and figure out what these pins are for. This one obviously is just spliced in, so I could just take that out, but these other ones I have to figure out if they're actually what they're for, what their purpose is. just so that when I take that off, I have to see if it goes to another wire that could be ripped off short here, or what the deal is. And then once I put all that back together, I'll have to figure out what's actually wrong with the car that they bypassed that or had to do this nonsense for. But that's a little bit on that. So we're getting closer on the wiring. Like I said, we got the oil pan on, timing cover on, dampers on for good. And I'm gonna take a little small break here. Gotta go get to my kid. So we'll be back later on, getting some stuff done. I'd like to at least come back out here, figure out a little bit more with the harness, and just get some more stuff situated. But if not, we'll definitely be out here tomorrow after work, Saturday. So we'll continue the vlog then. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright guys, so it's a few days later in the clip. Haven't really done much on the blue car. I'm getting ready to cut this fuel line back a little bit, because as you can see where I had it cut, it's close to a bend, and this AN fitting doesn't really want to slide onto it as good as it should. So I'm going to cut it back here, strip this line back, and then it'll be more of a straight line to connect this feed line to. I told you guys I had to take off my other hatch, which I did, and so that's why I've been tied up, haven't had time to work on this car. I was busy with that and a couple other personal things. So this is the feed side. It's going to come off of that fitting. That fitting's going to go here, back in there like that, and then I'm going to have it come around, and I probably have to trim this line down a little bit because it's a little long, being where the RBC comes into and whatnot, but we'll see. And then this is my return side. I'm just gonna screw right into a fitting that's gonna go into the Holly regulator, and then this part is kind of just like a slip over hose clamp AN deal looking thing, and that's just gonna slide over the factory return. So did leave off with the harness. It's still not pinned in on the inside. I did not have a chance to do that yet, but it will get done before this video is over. This video probably gonna go a few more days. So we're gonna get this fuel line on or tapped so that the AN is good, and we'll go from there, and we'll see you then. I'm back from AutoZone. Had to make a quick run. Had a couple of small things. Needed the oil filter for the bacon, some hose clamps for two I was missing on the gas tank, and then need one or two actually for the coolant hose that I'm missing, and then I had to grab some taillights for the daily. But we're back. I'm gonna throw this filter on as we speak. Get that out of the way. Move it out real quick. No, I'm joking. Put some oil on her, on the ring. See how sketchy this ends up being. Oh, so sketchy. Total fail. That's alright. That's what rags are for. Lube this up real quick, you know. So just gonna get this oil filter on. We already went ahead and cleaned out the RBC manifold. Got that blown out, taken care of. So that's good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and put the throttle body adapter back on and throw the throttle body on for the first time. It's gonna be looking awesome. Get this on here. Hands are all oily, I can't even just spin it. Out here in the garage, it's the next day, and pretty much got the RBC mounted. Went ahead and bolted in that rear coolant hose. I actually gave up last night early after I made the last clip, because this coolant hose was the wrong size. I got a 1/2 inch and I ended up needing a 5/8. And then after that, I had even more issues with this PRL throttle body adapter. I don't know where it's at the moment. There's the throttle body. Here's the spacer. This is actually for a K series throttle body, 72 mil. This is not a K to B. It's just for a K series throttle body. So the Skunk 2 72 mil that I have does not bolt up, so I have to order the K to B throttle body adapter. So that's a bummer, but it is what it is. Gonna have to order that. Probably order it tomorrow. Get that on the way. But for now, like I said, we got this fuel line plumbed. Got the RBC bolted in, obviously. Got this fuel line. It's pretty close in there, but it's not too bad. Shouldn't interfere. It comes along the side of it, and I could stick my finger in between it perfectly fine. Got my TPS and my map sensor right here. Went ahead and put in my IAT, plugged that in. I got my little nipple down there, probably for my brake booster when I run that hose. Also got my injector wires over here ready, and that's what I'm working on in the back of the car, getting the fuel rail set up. Like I said, getting some dash 6 fittings on here, just some straights. Getting these RDX injectors with the adapters set up on here, and once we get that set up, we'll make another clip. Alright, so we got the RDX 410cc injectors installed. Like I said, this is just an eBay K-Series fuel rail. Came with a little regulator. Or, not a regulator, sorry, just a fuel pressure gauge. Got that installed, got everything blocked and Tefloned off. Go ahead and see if we can sneak this in. Tight fit, tight fit. There she is. Bolted in. She was hard. Those brand new O-rings. Gotta get that good seal. Fuel pressure gauge is kind of in a bad spot, but is what it is. Works. What I'm gonna try and do here, since we got so much room on this side of the engine bay and not as much over here, I'm gonna try and mount the Holly somewhere over here, and then I'll probably mount it to this tower actually. I'll probably come in wherever it wants to go, something like that, come this way, and then I just want a 90 down off of that back to the factory return down here, and it should be pretty simple. Gonna get plugging away on trying to plumb that up, and we'll make a small clip when I make some progress. Alright, so got the injectors in, fuel rail bolted down, clipped into the harness. Like I said, I'm in the process of running this regulator. I got some kind of idea going to where I'm gonna try to mount this to the 2 factory holes that are there, because they line up almost perfect. So then the regulator is gonna sit kind of like this, connected to this line, something like that. And then I'm not sure if I can do this because this is the return, but gonna run a line from the bottom of that to this side of the fuel rail, and then on this side of the fuel rail, like I said, I'm just gonna have a 90 out and straight to the return. I don't know if I could put the return side of this regulator before the fuel rail. I'll have to call K&S, local speed shop, and ask them. But yeah, so I'm over here, got the distributor on also. Went ahead and extended the starter ground, got that all situated, and like I said, I'm getting ready to get this bracket bolted up there. Took a quick snack break with some white chocolate Reese's eggs. Oh man, they're great, man. If you guys like those, drop a like in the video or in the comments, thumbs up. So we're getting ready to mount this regulator. Got to find a couple bolts in this little bin here, and once we get that mounted up, we should be good to go. and that's pretty much all I could do. I'm probably gonna get the radiator in and mocked up. Headers can be bolted up pretty much for good, but I want to get a 3-layer metal gasket. I really don't want to use this shitty gasket that came with them, because that's always a pain to get off, but who knows, we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna get this regulator mounted up and make a small clip after. Alright guys, so got everything that I could get plumbed up. Got the Holley regulator mounted. Got a 45 that comes off of that to a filter, and then I'm gonna add another 45 to the underside, which is gonna come straight to here into another 45. Then I gotta grab another 45, and like I said, go straight down to the return. Went ahead and put the headers on, got the radiator mounted up for now, and pretty much everything's done. The only thing I have to do is still wire in the sub harness, finish the return fuel lines, get the new throttle body adapter, and an alternator belt, and then she's ready to go. And a battery. Can't forget the power. So yeah, so the next video will be the first startup of this car. It's gonna be a great one. Like I said, everything's ready to go. We just gotta get those couple things taken care of. This harness will take a couple minutes, and that doesn't even affect the startup. That would just maybe cause a check engine light. And like I said, I have to check out the messy wires that are pinned into the ECU now and find out what those are for. But other than that, the car is pretty much what it's gonna be. I'm thinking about, before I bolt this valve cover down for good, I'm thinking about trimming this back so I can see the cams. But I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Make sure you guys comment. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, we're trying to have it started up by the end of this week, but with the parts we gotta order, it's definitely looking like early next week. But she's definitely gonna be running here soon, so stay tuned.